Welcome, everyone, to 24/7 Sports. We are bringing everyone another huge commitment from one of the top prospects in the class of 2026. But before we get into everything, please do us a solid and like and subscribe to the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate it. Today is the day we are excited to hear from top 247 wide receiver Kayden Dixon-Wyatt and find out where he is headed to play his college ball. But up first, let's find out a little bit more about this coveted elite prospect. He is a 6'2", 180-pounder from Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, California. He's ranked by 24/7 Sports as the number 59 overall player in the 2026 class, the number 6 receiver in America, and the number 10 recruit in California. Last fall, he totaled 50 catches for a little over 700 yards and 5 scores. And then as a sophomore prior to that, he had 33 catches for 512 yards and 6 more scores. So according to 24/7 Sports national analyst Greg Biggins, right there in his backyard, this is an elite talent. He says Dixon-Wyatt has a tremendous blend of size and speed. He's somebody who can bully defenders, especially ones that try and press him. He's a willing blocker with the physicality that you look for at the receiver position. And Biggins add, like, any lack of numbers, if anybody questions those, it's simply because of the balanced offense at a loaded school of Mater Dei. So on the recruiting front, obviously he is a coveted talent. He's got over 40 scholarship offers to his name. He's a big-time prospect, but he's narrowed his process to 5 schools. So with that said, let's bring in elite receiver Kayden Dixon-Wyatt to find out more about his college commitment. Kayden, good to see you, my man. How we doing?
I'm doing good.
Thanks so much for sharing your special day with us here at 24/7 Sports. But I see somebody there with you. Let's tell everybody who you have with you on your special day right there.
Hi, everyone. This is my mother.
Hi, everybody.
Awesome. And I know that place is packed with friends and family, so very excited. You've been recruited heavily for such a long time. I mean, this is a long process, but today is finally commitment day. Looking at your journey as a whole, how does it feel to finally be here at this big moment?
I'll say this is a very long process, but I'm grateful for everything and all the coaches and everybody.
And I already mentioned the fact that you had 40 plus offers. You've since narrowed it down to 5 schools, but let's take a look at each one. First up, what is it about Alabama that has the Crimson Tide in the mix?
I'll say the coaching staff. I really got a good relationship with everyone, and I've been there last year, and it was a good visit. So yeah.
And then moving on to the second finalist, we got Ohio State. What is it about the Buckeyes that has them in contention?
Like I said, really good relationship with Coach Day and Coach Hartline. I talk to them like every month, so it's a really good relationship, and I got along with all the guys. So yeah.
Oregon's another heavy hitter. Why are the Ducks in contention?
I know a lot of teammates there. Good relationship again with all the coaches. Good area, and yeah.
Texas has long been considered a major threat in your process. What do you like about the Longhorns?
The Longhorns, they jumped on me early since like 8th grade. Had a real good relationship with coaches, and yeah.
And last but certainly not least, right there in your backyard, you got the USC Trojans. What is it about them that has them as a top 5 finalist?
I would say, they're right in the backyard. Someone that's always dreamed of playing at USC and things like that. So yeah.
All right, Kayden, it's that time. The moment is yours. Take a breath. Don't you be nervous. Why don't you tell everybody where you're headed to continue your academic and athletic career?
First, I would like to thank Jesus Christ. Without Jesus Christ, none of this would be possible. I want to thank my mother, my family, and my friends. Big shout out to Coach Pat, and then Parker, and all my team. But with that being said, and my coaches, with that being said, I will be going to the Ohio State.
Absolute tremendous pickup for the Buckeyes. Brian Hartline leading the way as the primary recruiter. I know Ryan Day's fired up in Columbus right now, that's for sure.
Go Bucks.
Wow, what a big gig. So, Kayden, you got me again?
Yes, sir. Go Bucks.
All right, man. So tell everybody, make it easy. What went into your decision to be a Buckeye?
It's obviously a no-brainer. Coach Hartline and all the guys really good. If you want to be an elite receiver, you go to Ohio State.
take everybody behind the scenes. I love asking this question. Show everybody a little bit more about how it all played out when you told the staff, and then obviously what was their reaction when you told them you wanted to head to Ohio State.
I got to FaceTime with Coach Ryan Day. Everybody was super fired up, and everybody just came in and welcomed me. So yeah.
Look, you said it. Ohio State is widely regarded as wide receiver U, especially under Brian Hartline. What is it about him specifically that made you so comfortable about your future at Ohio State?
I'll say just the tradition and all the guys in the past that he's really just put out and things like that. So yeah.
And lastly, before we wrap this up, what is your message to Ohio State fans, everybody watching at home?
All I got to say is go Bucks, man. Let's go.
What an outstanding get for Ohio State. And more on this, obviously stay locked to bucknuts.com. That crew, including our own recruiting insider, Bill Kurelic, who we're going to have on momentarily, do a phenomenal job covering Ohio State. But again, Kayden Dixon-Wyatt, the newest Buckeye, appreciate you taking your time. But let's bring on Bill Kurelic, man. Bill, how we doing, my friend?
Doing well, Tom.
Big day for the Buckeyes, my friend. Big day for the Buckeyes. So let's talk about it, man. How did Ohio State get this done?
Well, I think 2 words to begin with. Brian Hartline. Yeah. What can you say about the job that he has done at Ohio State? He's just stacking wide receivers on top of wide receivers, great wide receivers. And, Ryan Day and the program, they all help sell itself. But the bottom line is Brian Hartline, again, comes through.
Looking at this fit, I mean, do you see Kayden Dixon-Wyatt as a guy who can step in right away? We all know about Jeremiah Smith and all the loaded talent they have at the receiver position. But when you talk to sources in Columbus, I mean, how fired up about this kid are they?
Well, Brian Hartline already had commitments from 2 wide receivers, Kayden Wyatt Dixon's teammate, Chris Henry Jr., and then Jaden Ricketts. But he wanted 2 more, and he really, out of all the possibilities across the country, he really had targeted at the very top of the list Kayden Dixon-Wyatt and Brock Boyd. That tells you what he thinks of those 2. And now he has both Boyd and Dixon-Wyatt in the class. And Dixon-Wyatt is a tremendously talented young man that has played against great competition at modern-day high school. So he's going to be well prepared. Now, the wide receiver room, of course, is very strong at Ohio State, but we have seen someone like a Jeremiah Smith can come in and play right away and make a huge impact. And I think Kayden Dixon-Wyatt will have the same type of mentality. I want to come in and play my freshman year, and I think he has the talent to get in the at least 2 deep.
I know this is all about Kayden Dixon-Wyatt and his special day, but I know if I go to bucknuts.com, there's going to be a message board post that's asking who's next. So, Bill, who are some of the names to watch out for when it comes to Ohio State recruiting moving forward?
Well, I think, as far as upcoming commitments, there's a couple names that I would at least keep in mind. Is running back Favor Aki from Delaware Hayes High School in Central Ohio. He has said that he would like to perhaps make his decision sometime in May, and in May is here, obviously. So he's a name to keep in mind, and they really would love to get Jordan Thomas, the cornerback, into the fold too. And at times he has mentioned going ahead and making a decision early. So that's another name to keep in mind. And then I think an interesting situation is Hartline has his 4 wide receiver commitments right now, but Jerquaden Guilford from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Northrop High School, he's a guy that Ohio State really likes. Would Ohio State be able to fit him into the class somehow? We'll see on that. Guilford has an official visit set to Ohio State for June, but I'm not sure his recruitment will get that far before he makes a decision. So it's just an interesting situation to kind of keep an eye on.
Bill, great stuff as always. Could not agree more with all 3 of the guys you mentioned. Things are going to start heating up for the Buckeyes. But Bill, appreciate you joining me today, my man.
Always great, Tom, to talk with you. You do a great job, and love being on your show.
Thanks, my friend. All right, everybody else, thank you again for joining us here at 24/7 Sports. Again, before you go, please smash that like button and be sure to subscribe to the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. You don't want to miss all of the rest of the upcoming commitment announcements that we're going to have all summer and then leading into the fall as well. But for Kayden Dixon-Wyatt, the newest Ohio State receiver commit, I'm Tom Loy. As always, Stay locked to 247sports.com and have a great rest of your day.